You know, some stories, they just don't have an ending. They leave behind this trail of questions, a few confusing clues, and a sense of unease that really sticks with you, sometimes for decades. These are the mysteries that have become our modern legends, and they haunt our collective imagination. Let's try to figure out why.
It's a great question, right? I mean, we crave resolution. We're wired to look for patterns. We want the case closed. So what is it about these stories, the ones with no neat bow on top, that just pulls us in and absolutely refuses to let go?
Well, there's a real psychology at play here. When a story is left unfinished, our minds just can't help it. We immediately try to fill in the blanks. It's this fundamental human need for answers, and these cases completely deny us that satisfaction.
Yeah, they totally challenge our sense of order in the world. They suggest that sometimes things happen for no clear reason, and that the truth can stay just out of reach. And that uncertainty, it's both terrifying and honestly, utterly compelling.
A lot of times, this fascination starts small. It begins with just one person, whose final moments somehow become a puzzle for the entire world to try and solve.
So get this for a setup. A young student, Elisa Lam, checks into the Cecil Hotel in Los Angeles back in 2013, and then she just vanishes. What happened next was anything but simple, and it was one particular piece of evidence that turned her story into a viral sensation. And here it is, the footage that captivated millions. In this grainy elevator video, you can see Lam behaving so erratically. She's hiding in the corner, pressing all the buttons, gesturing wildly out into the hallway. Was it a psychotic episode? Or was she running from someone we just can't see? The video gives us this haunting clue, but no real answers. Now this reads like a classic Cold War spy thriller. An unknown man is found on a beach in Australia. He has no ID, and get this, even the labels on his clothes have been carefully cut off. The only clues are a strange phrase, tamam shud, which is Persian for "it is finished," found in a hidden pocket, and a book containing a complex code that to this day nobody has been able to crack. Who is this guy, and who is he hiding from?
The mystery gets so much deeper when it's not just one person who disappears, but an entire group, all sharing the same inexplicable fate, as if they were drawn together by some kind of unseen force.
11. In 2018, in Bharari, Delhi, this number became linked to one of the most disturbing cases in recent memory.
11 members of the same family, spanning 3 generations, all found dead in their own home. There were no signs of a struggle, no forced entry. The only clues were inside a collection of diaries that laid out a bizarre and incredibly deadly plan.
The investigation uncovered this chilling story. The family, led by one son who believed he was channeling his dead father, had been following meticulous instructions from these diaries for a ritual. They even wrote things like, "Everyone will help each other untie their hands," which suggest they truly, genuinely believed they were all going to survive. It was a mass suicide that the victims themselves never saw coming.
So how does something like this even happen? Well, investigators landed on this very rare condition to explain it: shared psychotic disorder. It's a situation where one person's delusions are so powerful, so convincing, they can actually be transferred to an entire close-knit group. In this case, one man's absolute conviction was enough to lead 10 other people to their deaths. It's a chillingly clinical explanation for an almost unbelievable tragedy.
So we've gone from a single house to something much bigger. Our scope now broadens to the entire globe. Because in 2014, a mystery unfolded in real time that held the whole world captive, and it all began with what was supposed to be a completely routine flight.
This is the question. This is the question at the very heart of the Malaysia Airlines Flight 370 tragedy. A modern jet, packed with sophisticated tracking technology, flying in a monitored airspace, it just disappeared. In our super-connected world, it just seemed impossible.
But as investigators dug deeper, a very disturbing theory began to take shape. A confidential police report revealed that the captain had used his home flight simulator to plot a course that was eerily similar to the one the plane is believed to have taken. A deliberate flight path straight into oblivion.
Just look at this sequence of events. The communication systems didn't just fail, they were methodically shut down. The plane didn't just drift off course, it was deliberately steered away from its flight path. Every single step here points away from a simple accident and towards a conscious act. And yet, despite the biggest search in aviation history, the plane itself remains lost to the vastness of the Indian Ocean.
So we come right back to where we started. From an elevator, to a beach, to a family home, to an empty sky, these stories endure because they leave a void. They create this space for all of us to speculate,
to build theories, and to indulge in a kind of morbid curiosity.
So what do we take away from all this? Are they warnings about the fragility of the human mind, or the limits of our technology, or maybe the darkness that people are capable of? Or are they just proof that some questions, no matter how hard we try, might never, ever have an answer?
You know, perhaps our fascination isn't really about finding the answer at all. Maybe it's the question itself that we can't let go of, that chilling possibility that sometimes there are no answers to be found, and some doors, once they're closed, can never be reopened. The mystery is the point, and that is something we can't forget.